Alrighto, so apparently we are live. Haven't streamed in ages. OBS has actually updated. I see it's got like a YouTube live control panel now, which is kind of nice, I guess. I'm not sure what you can do in this control panel. I don't see a YouTube chat or anything like that. So yeah, kind of weird. Don't exactly know why this has popped up. But hey, so in order for me to then see the chat, and let's go maybe to view. Nope. Oh well. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. So in order for me to see the chat, I would imagine I would have to. Yeah, I don't know. It says it's a control panel, but there's not much you can do. It's like you can just see that it's excellent. You can see the viewers and the chat rate. I don't know if maybe the chat will pop up down here. I don't know. Maybe let's just open a window. Let's just go there. Just pop that on there. YouTube. Well, this should be fun anyways. So you'll notice in the menus there's some frame drops. I don't know why it does it, but once you're in an actual match, it's fine. Yeah, it's been doing it for a while. The frame drops. So I just want to click here, see if I can access the chat. Oh, there's the chat. Okay, and there's the thing as well there. Okay, cool. All right, well, then we are live. If I say hello, maybe I just want to check if it pops up on the YouTube live control panel on OBS. I don't think it does. No, it does not. Oh well. Okay, I don't have any stream elements enabled, so you won't see anything pop up on the screen, any chats or subscriptions or likes or anything. None of that will show up. But let's jump into a match, shall we? I don't play Apex Legends extremely competitively, but it is fun now and again. I recently upgraded my GPU to a RX 6600. I am playing on Endeavour OS. I believe I'm currently running the LTS kernel and not the super up-to-date kernel. But yeah, regardless, gaming experience on Endeavour OS is pretty decent. The initial setup isn't even that bad. If you install Steam, make sure to install the optional dependencies. And you should be good to go for a whole bunch of other stuff as well. Same goes for Heroic Launcher and all those things. It's always a good idea to install optional dependencies if it does give you the prompt for that. Now I do have... Oh, it was just set down low, okay. So the audio might need a little bit of adjusting. I'm gonna decrease the audio there a little bit on the PC side. Okay, let's have a look. So I do also have it capped at 120 on Mango HUD. I have a 60Hz monitor, so I just leave it capped at 120 because it's a multiple of 60, and then you know, so it does minimize tearing, and I do still get, you know, the benefits of the of the input. Input lag being less and less. So I'm gonna just pop out quickly and adjust the volume down a little bit more. I see it's like the levels were much too close to the microphone levels. Okay, now I can actually start focusing on the game. This map is very interesting. It's very open. It's quite fun to deal with. quite fun to deal with different whatchamacalls, different weapons at range, you know. It's quite fun. Try them out. Oh wow, that splash in the water was quite cool, eh? Yeah, like I said, I don't play Apex too often, but it's definitely up there. Okay, yeah. See, my mic's getting a wee bit loud there, and then just move it away. Might swap to different weapons just now. Yeah. Bloody hell. Yeah, I'll definitely swap. How do you swap again? Click up here. Let's see. Yeah, let's go heavy. Let's go heavy for a bit, why not? Yeah, this akimbo is akimbo's not always great, but close quarters it's fun. I'm streaming using Barbie as well. I'm quite curious to see after the fact how the stream is going. I'm streaming using Barbie. So it is using the built-in sort of chip to do the video encoding and not the CPU. In the past I used to do CPU encoding, but I decided, you know what, with the new card, let me try that. Stream health says it's excellent. I think I'm streaming at 30 FPS as well. That might, don't know if that would make a big difference in viewer experience. Okay. I'm getting a few kills, not too bad, I don't think. Oh well. Are you supposed to right click to fire the other weapon? Or is it just tap 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 tap? I don't know. I need to double check that quickly. Yeah, no, it just alternates. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Dang it. Man, I missed so bad. Okay. Now, some of these guns with the very high firing rates are quite fun, but they run out of ammo so quickly.
Delivering thermite.
Okay. Just went overhead, literally. The whole time. What? Probably reload that. I was like, let's just jump in there. Wow. How's the rest of my machine doing? RAM is at 12.3. Okay. Yeah, we're getting to that point where 16 gigs no longer going to be enough, right? Yeah, so. Okay. Let's check. Oh, sweet, Maxume, thank you so much. I forgot that I didn't have my chat open. Like I say, I don't stream very often, so shots for that. Yeah, you know, I have time today. My partner's busy at work, and I honestly don't feel like doing any, you know, adult responsible things like tidying up the house and cleaning. So I was like, you know what, let's jump in, stream a little bit, check if the new VARP encoding is working well. Not that I'm a streamer by any means, but yeah, just something to do, I guess. Don't get me wrong, there's plenty of other stuff I can do today. Gardening, like I said, tidying up, cleaning, but I just don't feel like tidying and cleaning, so I'll probably end up still doing it a bit later, but for now, let's just play some games and have fun. If you are watching and you use Linux, do let me know. If you are a Linux gamer, or if you maybe dual boot, or if you're just stuck on Windows. I see there was a big controversy surrounding... There was a huge controversy surrounding... There was a huge controversy surrounding the Windows recall recently. And what did I want to say now? Initially it looked like, with all the backlash, that it was gonna be like taken down and made optional, but now apparently they've backtracked and they're now... Oh, you can't shoot through the window. Can't shoot through the window. Wow, okay. No. Out of all those, only like 1 or 2 hit. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so recall, I don't know if they're gonna make it, whatchamacallit, compulsory for everyone to use on Windows 11. If they do, it's, I don't know, it's kind of a dick move, but I've been on Linux so long, and my partner's still on Windows 10, so not too stressed there. Although I did see that they did install that AI assistant recently. Some of these people move really quickly, like how do you manage to move so quick sometimes? You know, it's weird. I'm a bit slow when it comes to reactions and things, so that's why I'm not like crazy good at shooters. Matsume, you say that you wouldn't call yourself a gamer, but you do game on Linux. Oh, that's awesome. You only play 2 games. Well, do share which 2 those are. Since they're on Linux, I'm assuming it's not Fortnite. Also, do share what distribution are you running? Are you running NVIDIA or AMD? I'm running AMD, obviously. I did use NVIDIA initially when I started on Linux, but I'm doing bad this round, eh? Doing really bad this round. So, anywho's, let's maybe pull up top here.
Recharging shields.
I wasn't sure who was who there. Oh well. Should probably had my shotguns there. Yeah.
Charging up my shields.
Yeah, look, I think Linux gaming is going to pick up. Because there are a lot of people who have just gotten tired of Windows and they're actually willing to learn. Did that thermite get nullified or something? Or did I just not throw it in the right way? Oh well. Okay. Always, eh?
Charging up my shields.
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, like I said, the Akimbo stuff I don't always like. You're running Linux Mint on a NVIDIA RTX 3050, Snowbreak, and Red Alert 2. Red Alert 2, oh my soul. So I grew up with Red Alert 1, the original, and then when Red Alert 2 came out, I played the crap out of that. Red Alert 3, I actually played a lot as well. Funny enough, we were on a holiday somewhere, and if you're old enough to remember DVD rental stores, we actually rented a Red Alert. I can't remember which one it was exactly. I think it was Red Alert 2 maybe. And we rented it, but it was for a console. So I played it on a PlayStation for like the first time, and I was like, this is weird, but it kind of works. You'd think a game like that, a mouse and keyboard would be absolute best, but the controller setup wasn't too bad. Yeah, very strange. But awesome. Glad to see other Red Alert players, eh? And the RTX 3050, I'm assuming everything's running quite lacking now on the NVIDIA side. I remember there was a couple of issues with the NVIDIA drivers. I had a few games that just wouldn't work with NVIDIA, but they work perfectly fine with AMD. And then later down the line, reading the reports on ProtonDB, a lot of NVIDIA users started saying that it was working fine. So yeah, that's cool, man. That's awesome. I know a few people who's got 3050s. It's actually very capable cards for the amount of power they draw. I mean, they don't, if I remember correctly, they don't even require an external power connector, but they play really, really well. Oh, hello. I think I need to check my ping because I think there's a little bit of ping magic going on around here. What is my ping? My ping is 120-ish, which is bad for a first-person shooter, but it wouldn't explain me missing so much, you know? Or it can, actually. If the other person had like sub 50 ping, then it could. Snowbreak is the only that doesn't block Linux. Okay. When you first run it through Steam, it even comes up with a message, Proton detected. Oh, that is awesome. I'll definitely have to look into that. Dang. I like it when developers specifically go out of their way to implement support for Proton. And again, like a lot of Linux players are saying, no, they should develop for Linux. It's like, look, these games work fine with Proton, so if it'll be cheaper for a developer to develop for Linux, then by all means, develop for Linux. But if not, if it's going to be more money to develop for Linux, then develop for Windows and then just support Proton. I mean, we've seen multiple different games, run better on Proton than it does on Windows. So there really is no point to saying they must go out of their way and employ, Linux specific staff and all that kind of stuff just to develop for Linux specifically. So I'm quite happy if they just support Proton. In an ideal world, it would be other way around and we'd be developing for Linux primarily, and Windows would be the ones having to come up with all the compatibility layers and things. Ooh. Come on. Game over. Was I the last kill? I think I might have been the last kill. Yeah. Oh well. On Steam as well, some games that use like easy anti-cheats and stuff like that, if you install on Steam the easy anti-cheat runtime, then it normally fixes that issue. Obviously there are some games where the developers specifically don't support Proton. They've gone out of their way not to, like Fortnite. And then some of the games using the new Electronic Arts anti-cheat thing. But yeah, that's just Electronic Arts for you. I used to play Battlefield 5 actually on Linux, and yeah, it's such an old game, but they decided, nope, we're gonna change the anti-cheat that it uses, and now can't play it on Linux. You can still play the campaign, but you can't really do much else. So I don't know if you know I don't know Snowbreak actually. I'll have to look it up. Third person rifle shooter. Okay, sounds interesting. Sounds interesting for sure. I actually have a friend who might enjoy that, or who might actually already be playing that because he's into the waifu stuff. But yeah, I'll definitely check it out. And again, it's awesome hearing, official Proton support to the point where they actually say, Proton detected. That's kind of cool.
Our zone was captured.
What would be cool if more and more games actually say, like in the multiplayer lobbies, you know how it normally tells you whether you're using a PlayStation, an Xbox, or a PC? What would be really cool is if more and more games, instead of just saying PC or Windows, if they actually specify that you're using Linux or not, because then, Linux would get more and more exposure in those lobbies. Okay, I don't like this map, I'm not gonna be honest with you. I do not enjoy. I didn't see another person then. I started standing still. Yeah.
Releasing an arc star.
Oh, come on. Come on, Timmy. Get him. Anyways, yeah. I'll definitely look up Snowbreak. Shots for that.
I have returned. Only a fool
I don't like
would
this
consider
map.
me bested.
Really don't like this map.
Portal's ready.
I know. Owie. The effects are good in a game if you can actually like, if your brain actually wants to like react to it as if it was in like real life, like that effect there with the
Neutralized. The strong have overtaken the weak. Releasing an arc star.
Guess that was my own arc star hitting me. Oh wait, it's Timmy. Whee. I was nice and lined up on that one. That was a fluke. Oh dear.
Tearing away.
What is that weapon? Ah. Thought as much it was something like that. Great stuff. Let's see. Let's change my loadout. And then go to A. I know with high ping it's sometimes not great trying to snipe, but let's give it a go. Let us give it a go. Longbow. Okay.
Boys jumping.
Attention. Mobile respawn beacon
Need to
event
recharge.
starting.
Look out, grenade.
Zone B has been captured.
Grenade.
Zone B has been captured.
Need to recharge my
Captured by us though. Yeah. So why are they mooning? Okay, that was effective. Ooh. Ah, one hit. Ah, okay, they got him. I think, yeah.
grenade out. Frag out. Need to recharge my shields.
Also, I tend to stand still in these games way too often. What is that? Just a shadow. Apparently you're not supposed to really stand still here in these zones, in these types of games, because standing still apparently gets you shot. And it kind of does, especially if you like close quarters. Let's see if I can spot any of these guys from up here. Yeah, there we go. Bloody hell. Oh well, he's gone. Righto, let's move this way.
Boys jumping.
Zone B has been captured. Our zone has been
Yeah.
Recharge my shields.
Yeah. Definitely having a hard time. Dang it. Yo.
capture bonus has been activated.
I knew I was gonna lose that one. Absolutely. GPU screen recorder. I don't think I ever spoke about that. No, doesn't ring a bell. GPU screen recorder. I have heard of it. I think it works similar to like the whatchamacallit, to the OBS window capture feature, where it basically just catches whatever window. I think it's like application specific. It doesn't catch the whole screen, I think.
Bonus event will end.
And it's just for recording. I don't think you can stream or anything with that. But I mean, OBS works well for both, you know, streaming as well as recording. I mean, most of the time I just record. Oh, come on, I'm gonna lose this one. Like, oftentimes it happens where I have the element of surprise and I still, you know, completely and utterly fail.
I have returned. Only a fool would consider.
Come on, jump again. Come on, jump again. Wait. What? I did hear the footsteps. I just didn't bother actually checking with it. Oh, that's a nice gun. I'm doing poorly this round, as you can see.
Zone C captured.
Poorly. Very poorly. And yeah, I mean, I've experimented in the past. Some of my past streams worked out quite nicely, and even recordings. Like,
What will you do to
if your CPU is capable, you can actually record pretty decently just on like 2 cores. And if you need more FPS, you can always bump it up to 4 cores. But I found that limiting your cores when you're doing CPU encoding, limiting to a certain amount of cores, does actually. That dude's AFK. It does. What's the word I'm looking for? It's sort of, if you just let the CPU governor,
Our zone has been
you know,
neutralized.
do its thing. Sometimes it jumps from cores to cores, and it's much more unstable. It actually taxes the CPU more than if you just limit it to a certain amount of cores. So in the past, I've had relative good success with just using 2 cores. Of course, you do need fairly good cores, you know, but even on my mid-range CPU, I mean, I have a 3500X, which is showing its age these days.
Neutralized the zone. Pried it from. Send it.
Punching a tunnel.
It's showing its age these days, and
The zone is ours.
I'm gonna but yeah, you can do a lot with mid-range systems. But yeah, if you can afford the better graphics card, I would absolutely recommend
I have
using
returned.
GPU encoding.
Only a fool would consider me bested.
Okay, so you said
Victory is
GPU
within
screen
reach.
recorder
Do not
is
loosen your
absolutely
grip.
fantastic. You can stream too, but the recording is spectacular. It captures the whole screen, but I believe you can. Okay, so I guess what you're saying is it's just a really, really efficient recorder. Like, it records using minimal resources. Is that what you're saying?
Recharge my shields.
I know for some people OBS can be a little bit resource intensive. Even now, I mean, I'm probably not running the game as great as it possibly can run, as you know, when I am not recording. But hey, so that's pretty cool. You call it GPU screen recorder? Okay, I'll definitely look it up. Can you also put like little overlays and transitions and things on like that, or is it just purely just real time what you see on your screen?
Need to return.
Okay,
Might
might as well.
Their final mistake. Arc star out.
Yeah, other dude just ran around. He's like, go around this way. That's the other thing. I probably should join like a Discord server and like group up with specific players so that we can actually strategize. Okay, let's change layout. Let's go heavy again. Let's do this.
Cutting a phase tear.
I landed on one of these bloody things. I landed on one of those pads by accident. So I didn't expect to go airborne. Oh well. Started aiming and all of a sudden I was in the air. I was like, oh,
Superior
yeah.
form does not succumb easily.
Doesn't affect the frame rate at all. Okay, so it's a super efficient. You can literally not tell it's running. It's very simple, so I don't think it's got overlays. Okay. Awesome, dude. I'll definitely look it up. Thank you so much. Especially on like the lower end systems, if people want to create YouTube content and they want to record on the same machine, I think that would be great, because they can always do like the editing after the fact, you know. They can put like overlays and stuff on whilst editing the video after they've recorded. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. I'm always looking for ways of maximizing technology before the need to upgrade, you know. I don't upgrade my machines very often, and when I do, I generally don't buy high-end latest greatest stuff. I, like with graphics cards as an example, I'll wait so that those cards have been released for a couple of years, so that all the driver errors and all that nonsense has been sorted out, and in terms of other faults like hardware faults, okay, so that, you know, if there was a faulty batch or manufacturing issues, you would know about that, you know, 2 years later, and you would know not to buy it. So I never like buy brand spanking new, just released stuff. CPUs and motherboards and stuff like that maybe, but GPUs definitely not. Yeah, I always try and maximize. I push systems as far as I can. I try and optimize as best I can before I recommend upgrading. A lot of people just like, they've got a poor setup, or their use case, you know, is not set up properly, and then they feel like their systems can't do what they need to do, and then wow, oh come on, bamboozled. Okay, that's the first time that's happened to me actually. Yeah, and then the upgrade to like new stuff. And then the upgrade to the new stuff, and then they still have issues. And then I'm like, why don't you just keep your old stuff and like just actually look into how to make it work better. The only downside for AMD and Intel users is that it requires root permissions to run on those GPUs. Okay. So currently with my AMD CPU, I've got, come on man, I've got something, I've got like kernel flags enabled, so when on boot it enables the advanced features, so that when you run your overclocking software you can access voltages and things like that. It's not really root permissions, but it's like flags that get loaded into your kernel at boot. I wonder if that might be a solution to that program as well, just having those flags enabled at root. I mean at boot might alleviate that issue. Otherwise, I mean, running a program as root isn't the end of the world. Some people are super paranoid about running anything as root that they haven't examined all the code for. I'm a little bit more trusting. I feel like if there's a large user base, someone out there, you know, independent, would have already examined the code and would have determined whether it was malicious or not. So okay, I don't like the Nemesis. I really don't like the Nemesis. But hey, it's okay, I guess. Now AMD, sorry, Nvidia has recently started doing things to their drivers. You ran in front of me. I was distracted. I was just distracted.
You're about halfway to taking this win from us.
I know. Oh well. Yeah, I'm doing very, very poorly in all of these rounds. Extremely poorly, actually. But hey. Hopefully the game mode changes on the next run, you know. I'm kind of just hanging out today. I'm not really taking anything too seriously. What? I haven't played with so many of these. I'm just hip firing. Hey, looky there! Actually got a kill for once. Woohoo! Ah. And one thing that I like about gaming on Linux is RAM usage, because depending on how you've got your setup going, you can actually be using like 5-6 gig less RAM than what Windows users would be using. Windows just chows RAM, eh? And then you give it more RAM and it starts chowing even more RAM. just always seems to be chowing. You know, it just always seems to be chowing RAM.
Recharging my shields.
You have 16 gig and it's running a little bit low, so you give it 32 gig and then it's like, ooh, yay, more RAM for me. That's what Windows kind of, you know, does. I mean, when I boot my system up and I don't have anything else open other than just my desktop environment, I'm sitting at like 1.5 gigs usage, which is nothing.
Need to recharge my shields.
This has never worked out for me, like never worked out for me ever. Trying to shoot while I'm on the line, never worked out.
They near victory. Do not let them crush you.
Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of just chilling today. I'm not really uber competitive. I'm just here to have a wee bit of fun. Woo. Come on. Assist elimination. Well, thank you. An assist is at least better than nothing. Eh? And I know with the energy weapons you're not supposed to let them overheat. I know that. But like I said today, I just can't care. Just do not care.
Spotted. Double timing it.
Sometimes it just seems like the firing rate is not high enough to actually keep up with movements. Okay, please can we have a different game mode now? Or same game mode, just different map. Actually don't really mind the game mode much, but different map. Different starting weapon as well. I really don't like this weapon. Really don't. Let's requeue. Boo-doo. Boo-boo-boo. Joined match in progress. Okay. Well, that's fine. And there's someone chatting up a storm. Ping is kind of constant. 120-ish. No, sorry. Wow, never mind. 190. Oh, goodness me. Oh no, come on. Come on, I don't want that gun. I hate that gun. Ugh. It's not an upgrade. It really isn't. I hate this thing. Just need one kill. Alright? I just need one kill. Okay. Really hate this thing. Really, really, really hate this thing. Sakes. Sorry for swearing. I don't swear too often, actually. Yeah, okay. This thing I also don't like too much, but it's at least a wee bit better than the Nemesis. Oh, I just completely struggled. That one, the firing rate is like just on the sides. Yeah.
I have returned.
I have returned.
Recharging my shields.
Oh, Simon.
Oh, that one actually has a little shield in the front, yes. You can tell I don't play this game too often. Like once you have that accuracy, like, and you stop firing, and you lose that accuracy. So it's, I don't know, it's a difficult one to. It's kind of a difficult one.
A tear to give us an edge.
I don't go nearly as far as I wanted to. Okay, okay, okay. Come. Come. I need to check what melee is again. Because if I melee them, I would have gotten them. Come on.
Rumors of my
What's melee?
close.
It's V. V is such an awkward one for me to press though. Awkward.
Recharging shields.
Taking a moment. It's like, guys, I just need to poop. Taking a moment. Seriously? Wait. Itchy leg. Okay, so you were in school when Pac-Man was released. Now remember, school is a long time as well, so that could mean you like... Yeah, that could be like 20 difference between you and I. I'm 33 at the moment. I don't think Pac-Man was released when I was in like high school. It was probably released when I was closer to... Sure, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I must say, the older I get, the less focused I am on gaming. I do enjoy it as like a hobby. So I always say like I'm a casual gamer. I play casually. You know, these younger guys who like scream and shout at the screen, and they throw their keyboards and their controllers, and I don't know. I don't get that competitive. I do stuff for my own, you know, enjoyment. I don't really care if someone tells me that I suck at a game. I'm like, yeah, I suck at a game. I don't care. But yeah, gaming, like, yeah, it's fun, but it's not something that I do too regularly, I should say. And that's like with these types of competitive games. Another one I used to enjoy playing is Smite. But when you jump into like a normal match, not even ranked, just like a normal match where you're versing other players, oftentimes there'd be these hyper competitive toxic people in there, and it just spoils the game for the rest of us. I don't play it like so often that I would be extremely good at it. I'm decent at it, but you know, if you put me into a ranked match, I'm gonna absolutely be the worst player there. But I guess my point is, you know, I want to play games to relax and enjoy myself, not to be like stressed and have adrenaline pumping and like, oh my gosh, you know, what am I doing? I think too many young people these days, they feel like they're gonna become, or they want to become professional gamers, so they take things way too seriously, and they play games the whole day, every day. Their academics are tanking because of it. Now, they're not doing good at school, so they can't go and study and do something, you know, that they would have actually enjoyed, because their dream was to become a professional gamer, but they also don't become a professional gamer. So now they're sitting in this sort of zone, this twilight zone, where they don't have good enough marks to go and study what they wanted to go and study, and they're also not a good enough gamer or YouTuber or whatever to do that full-time either. So that's why I say it's like, yes, we must explore our interests and school is not for everyone, but you should absolutely try your best to become educated and do well at school, for as long as you can. And if you don't end up being your stereotypical like school person and academics and whatnot is not your thing, then you better work your butt off on something else that you really enjoy, instead of just, I don't know, becoming a toxic person. Yeah, we see that happening way too often. Way too often. I'm in education, by the way. I believe Pac-Man was released in 1980. Okay, so I was born in 1991. So if you were then in school in 1980 already, then yeah, you're definitely older than I am. If you are 10 years older than I am, then in the Afrikaans community here in South Africa, the Afrikaners, they generally have a rule. If someone is 10 years older than you, 10 years or more, then you have to call them oom or tannie. In English it would be uncle and aunt. But I know English people don't generally refer to strangers or people that aren't direct family as uncle and aunt. But in Afrikaans, you'd refer to them as oom and tannie. Unless they are conscious about their age, then they'll tell you to GTFO with that nonsense, call them by their name.
Sending an arc star.
Whee! I don't think I know this map. So yeah, there's always a first time for everything, I guess. It's pretty though, I like all the geometry and everything. What game are we even playing? Oh well, just Team Deathmatch? Yeah. Wow. There's some pew-pews going on over there. Yeah. What gun is this? Oh wow, okay. Nice. Like on my machine, on Linux, I don't know, I do a whole bunch of stuff. I develop... You're an Afrikaner. Yeah, you see, there's exactly what I was saying. You know, some people don't like being called Wim. I've recently, you know, started being called Wim by like people who's just graduated high school. And I'm thinking to myself, like, crap, I'm getting old. Yeah. It's like, crap, I'm getting old. When like this 22-year-old person says hello, you're like, dang it. But hey, it is what it is. My aunts and uncles, the moment I like became an adult, you know, they told me to stop calling them women tannie. When I was like a young kid, they still took it, but yeah, the moment they like now, if they see me now and I say hello tannie, they're like, nee. Het maak nie so meer nie. Who to shoot. Decisions to don't fall down the hole. Okay. Yep. So ek praat nog 'n bietjie Afrikaans, maar meeste van my vriende en kollegas en so aan is Engels. So, my meisie is ook Engels. So ek praat min Afrikaans. Ek praat nog Afrikaans wanneer ek huis toe gaan en vir my ouers gaan kuier. En met my suster en met haar man. Hulle is heavy Afrikaans. Maar ja, my Afrikaans het 'n bietjie agteruit gegaan. Partykeer moet ek, jy weet, dink vir die woorde en ek moet 'n bietjie soek. Okay, this map, I really don't know this map too well. Let's go into those geometrically pretty caves. I can hear something. It's in game. Ah! I should have checked before I got up here. I should have maybe paid attention. I could hear something. Yeah, it's definitely in the game, eh?
Give our enemies an education.
These headphones, they're the AKG T912 wireless headphones. It uses radio frequencies. It's not Bluetooth or anything. So it has like a little base station that transmits. But the soundscape on these headphones is very nice.
Recharging my shield.
And oftentimes you legitimately think the noise is coming from outside, eh? Okay, let's see if I can do like a shimmy up here. I can. No! No! Run away! And I'm gonna die. Wow. Yes, ja, ek kan dit I can imagine that. You know, someone in their 30s. I mean, I'm feeling bad when someone in their 20s calls me worm. I can imagine if someone in their 30s. And like, oftentimes I'm with my grandpa, and someone in their 50s or 60s would refer to him as worm, and I'm like, oh, yeah. You know, especially if he goes to like a service provider or something. I remember this guy, he must have been 30 or something when my dad had the wooden windows replaced with aluminum windows. The service provider came over, the guy that takes all the measurements and everything. And he was definitely not like a young adult, like he was definitely a bit older, and he referred to my dad as Wim. And that was a bit weird. That being said, my dad does look a lot older than he is, because of various different things, but yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die now. Sure, they're throwing everything at us, eh? I'm gonna see if I can. I'm gonna see if I can rip through here and just open fire. That was a bad idea. That was such a bad idea. Oh.
Attention, delivering care package
Yeah.
sponsored by Chevrex.
Get in with the Akimbo. Akimbo. Oh, oh shit. Where did that come from? Oh, fuck. Where are these? What? See? Ooh. I'm like, someone shooting at me or something. Crazy. Oh my word, my team must be doing so bad overall. If I am second on the scoreboard for my team, they must be doing so bad. Seriously? Come on.
Recharging my shield.
Okay, where's this dude with the pew pews? Thing is, with what he's using, if I stand still too long and he actually hits me, it does way more damage than mine does at range. Okay, alright. Okay. Should I change strategy and start taking things a little bit more seriously? Let's see what you said. Regarding what you said earlier about playing games for fun, I started playing Overwatch with a friend last year, but the Smurfs completely broke it for me. Got angrier and got angrier, then relaxed. Okay, okay. The Smurfs? I don't play Overwatch, so if that's like a term, please explain. Yeah, Overwatch, I've looked into it, but it just, I don't know, it just seems like another one of those where the moment you join like ranked matches, it will be troublesome, you know? Because there's toxic players. It just seems like it has a toxic player base, if that makes sense. Apex, for the most part, in general, they don't really complain if you play poorly or do something wrong or do something stupid. Yeah, there's another game, I don't know if you know it, it actually plays well on Linux as well, it's BattleBit. It's like a Battlefield copy, but it's very low poly, so it runs on pretty much any machine really. And there they actually, like, with every match, with every server you join, they encourage people not to be toxic, and they encourage people to report toxic behavior. So I think they are trying to foster a good, healthy community in that game, whereas other games just, like, they don't really police things. Like Call of Duty as an example, they don't really get rid of all the toxic players there. The First Descendant as well plays well on Linux, and there as well they regularly, like, purge toxic players and, like, players who don't behave themselves and things. So it's really cool. We need more of that, because growing up, like, with Counter-Strike 1.6 and Source, and now even, you know, CSGO and Counter-Strike 2, sometimes you're lucky and you get into a good group of people who just, you know, they're supportive and they understand that you don't play often, and, you know, they give you some tips and stuff. Other times you join and they just absolutely go mad at you, like the cuck that they say. It's insane. So, okay, so same map, team deathmatch. Okay, pretty much same. Let's see if I can improve. I pretty much just stick to one, what are these things called? Heroes or
Infections in your enemies.
Legends? Obviously it's Apex Legends. So I just stick to this Ash person. I don't really like the mannerisms and things of everything else. Well, everyone else. Even like these little sayings that they say, oh, I have returned and all that cuck, you know, it's a little bit over the top for me, but hey, the game is fun. Smurfs are people who are not good enough to win on their level, so they open new accounts to win against people who are outmatched by them. Okay, I get you. So that would be like if I got good at Apex, you know, obviously metaphorically speaking here, that would be like if I can no longer cope in the ranked matches that I'm playing, I would start a new account so that it matches me with weaker players, and then I'm like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm so good, kind of thing. I believe people used to do that with Call of Duty as well. Back in the day, before everything was account based, when everything was still CD key based, I'm trying to think, with Modern Warfare, the original, guys would actually do that. They would buy the game again, so that when you join a multiplayer lobby, it's like, oh, you're playing against the level 1 or whatever, but meanwhile back at the ranch, or maybe it wasn't that, because if I remember correctly, that one just had like a save game, so you can literally just start a new game. But I digress. You know, they did that so that people would think, oh no, it's an inexperienced player. Meanwhile, they know all the ins and outs of every... Wow, how did I miss all of that? Come on. I should have checked if anyone else was down there. I should have, but yeah. So that's interesting. I'll remember that, Smurfs.
Stand back, knuckle clusters firing.
I'm trying to remember, there was a game where people actually repurchased the game in order to get a clean slate and pretend that they suck. They would even go into chats and be like, how do you do this, how do you do that, to come across as completely inexperienced, and then they would literally just be the most valuable player every single round. I'm trying to remember which game that was. It was back in the day, like I said, before everything was account bound. But I guess these days you can just, if you've got multiple email addresses, you can just also... Okay, nobody was following me. Never mind. Yeah. And then
Chucking a thermite.
even with like Steam accounts, if some people got like a permanent Steam ban on a game, they would literally go and open a new Steam account, start hacking again on that account, get banned again until Steam started implementing like IP bans and stuff. But then the guys got smart and they
Phase tear.
I don't know what I wanted to do there. She takes quite long to pull the sword out, eh? It's not just a quick teleport. Smurfs are usually a problem in free-to-play. Yeah, so free-to-plays, I agree. Because they have no risk. It's easy for them to kind of just create another account. It's like no risk to them financially. But there are some people with such weak self-esteem that I suck with that akimbo. I really do. I can't hit anything, even though it's shotguns. Yeah. But PvP, like free-to-play PvP games these days, the developers have a very hard time with hackers, as well as these Smurfs kind of people that you are referring to. And again, it's like when you actually speak to some of these guys, I've actually met people at Bryce who are hackers and who cheat regularly in video games. And they messed up in the head, eh? They really are.
Charging up my shields.
Oh, that was effective. You know, they really messed up in the head. And I don't make friends with people like that. I mean, if I meet someone new at O'Brien, they start talking about how they got a 20-to-1 kill ratio, you know, KD ratio and stuff like that because they were hacking, and how funny it was that everyone was calling them a hacker but they couldn't prove it. You know, there's something psychologically wrong with those people, eh? Absolutely. Something psychologically, something definitely wrong with those people. They have like this need for appreciation and like praise, and once people call them out on their bullshit, that need turns into some sort of a toxic, I don't give a crap about anyone else, look at me, I'm on top of the world kind of thing. It's like, you're not on top of the world, mate. You're asshole. So yeah, anyways, so we decided to braai yesterday, my partner and I, and while I was lighting the fire, our neighbor came over and they're like, "We braaiing tomorrow, would you like to join us?" So we are braaiing again tonight. So much of the braai, it's fun. I mean, it's fortunate that we live in a society where we can do that. But yeah, it's braai.
Launching me knuckle cluster.
Oh, and I also recently got cast iron pans. I got into cast iron pans, so I have one with a girdle lines. I ordered another one, a flat one, and I must say I'm enjoying it. It's much better than like your run-of-the-mill non-stick pans from the supermarket.
Deploying me knuckle cluster.
Yeah, you gotta keep up, you know, the patina and the seasoning coating and all that stuff. But it's once you just do some research on it, it's actually not that bad. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Nope. I did not press the button at the right time. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, I'm gonna die. When you get up here and it's just full of enemies. Boop. Okay, if I go this way, would things change?
Knuckle cluster out.
Knuckle cluster. That's the thing that makes all the noise with all the pew-pews. Uh-huh.
Shields.
Okay, so... Bloody hell, man.
Thermite out.
Yeah, by the time I've reached the end of my clip, I need to reload. Oh, man, I'm doing poorly. I'm doing so poorly this round. I have my good rounds and my bad rounds, like everyone else. Let's go and assist my friends. So I have a heavy. Yeah. Firing rate makes a big difference. Firing rate makes a huge difference.
Here comes the old knuckle cluster. They're about to bloody beat us.
Thermite out.
You haven't bride since New Year's Eve last year.
Juicing me shields.
Okay. I would suggest you maybe bri a little bit more often. It's good for the soul. Good for mental health, you know.
Launching me knuckle cluster.
10 out of 10 therapist recommends brying. Let's see. Great stuff. Yeah, you must definitely bry more often. Which reminds me, I need to take meat out of the freezer. It's a time. Too late to take meat out the freezer. We will go to the shops now. Double get a flashy. We have to go to the shops anyways because we don't have rashes in the freezer. And my girlfriend always wants rashes at a bri. So I'll go buy some steak and rashes later. We're only brying tonight, so. Joined a match in progress. I need to choose a thingamajiggy. Okay. Birdman. Let's choose Birdman. Loadout. Yeah, let's go with Specialist. Yep. It's been neutralized and it's been taken very quickly. There must be a lot of them there.
Recharging shields.
Thermite grenade sent.
Thermite out.
No idea what this does, eh? No idea what that is. I've never used it before. All I know is that things have changed. And I probably need to look up what's changed. I probably need to look up what that does. Beast of the Hunt. No fucking idea. Absolutely no idea. No idea. Zilch, zero idea what that does. I need to perhaps look that up. Okay. They got a zone. No one takes from us. Well, they clearly did. Do you know?
We neutralized the zone. Good looking out.
Okay. So we're going for B then. Hey, I've got a pew pew gun. I've got a semi-long range weapon. Forgot I had. Oh well. Need to probably pick that up.
Zone A has been neutralized.
Zone A has
captured.
They took our
They took our zone. Yes, we know. I helped. I assisted in some shape or form. Mobile respawn beacon secured.
throwing an arc shot.
Yeah, ping is an issue. You'll see. Ping is an issue. If you watched my screen and then watch the replay, ping is an issue. But we don't have servers closer to South Africa, man. So this is the London. I sometimes get decent ping, like 150-ish on the Belgium servers. Yeah.
Their zone's neutralized. Another notch in our
So
A has been captured.
tossing jump drive.
yeah, they'll take him out. I probably need to get up there. Can't really get up there. Oh well.
Time to turn up the heat. Don't worry. You would have smelled if I had.
I forget that helps. Someone knocked me off, like literally knocked me off. None of my guns were reloaded. How long have I been streaming for? 1 hour, 17 minutes. Lovely. Okay. I should really change my loadout.
Tossing jump drive.
Must remember to change loadout. I need something that can spit bullets, not...
Recharging my shield. Deploying a respawn beacon.
Attention. Delivering respawn.
Marking our surroundings.
They took frag out.
Come on. Oh well. Depleted shields at least. Where did he go? I don't see. Yeah, I think I got the assist there.
Tossing jump drive.
I'm actually surprised I got that hit there. Oh my gosh, it did say reload, it did tell me. I was hoping I had like one left in the chamber. Lovely. Yeah, if you stay on one spot long enough, they're gonna get you. I have to say, it's fantastic news that First Descendant works on Linux. Do you play through Steam, or does it require some finagling to get it to work? I play through Steam. I don't think there was any finagling necessary. I can actually check for you. Where's it? So, I run Mango HUD on it. I do limit the frame rate as I do with most of my games, because in loading screens and stuff, I don't like coil whine. I'm not forcing any compatibility layers, so I should be playing it with my default, which would be Proton Experimental. Other than that, that's it. I didn't have to do any hacks or edit any game files or anything. It ran. It does run a little bit better on Wayland, if you have Wayland and a bit older hardware, but on your 3050, I would imagine it would run okay on
Recharging shield.
X.org as well, or X11. With my RX 580, it was, even though I was getting decent frame rates, it was a little bit stuttery on X11, and the moment I swapped to Wayland, it was much better. Although my RX 580 really kind of struggled with it, because it is quite an intensive game. But yeah, First Descendant runs well, and with my RX 66 XT, it runs pretty decently well. I forgot what settings I'm using. I think it was medium settings, with FSR set to native anti-aliasing. So it's not really upscaling, it's just the FSR anti-aliasing that it uses, and it runs 60 plus. So yeah, on my RX 580 I had to run everything on low and use FSR on like the quality preset to get any sort of playable rates. I think I'm going to return to lobby and change the data center. I think I'm gonna try, what's the one? I think I'm gonna try Belgium maybe. I also don't open my packs most of the time. Return to, is it main menu, is it? I think so, yeah, this one. So I want to change it from London to Belgium. These pings are not accurate at all. Like you say, with London's reporting 165, but in game I was getting what like close to 200. These things are never accurate. That's why I don't go on. You basically just have to try them out and see which one gives you the better actual in-game ping. Yeah. And with First Descendant, I think it's also important to just let give it the time it needs to process the shaders. It really makes a difference. Excuse me. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, it's still on mixtape. That's great. So, other games I've recently been playing is Hogwarts Legacy. That one runs quite well on Linux too, if you've got the hardware for it. On my partner's machine, she's got a GTX 1060 6GB, and it runs okay there. It runs quite well if you don't mind turning down the settings, but you don't have to use FSR. A lot of people like on the lower systems enable FSR. It's like the game looks good. The game really looks good even on low settings. So if you can play it on low settings without FSR, go for it. You don't have to do like a medium FSR. I think she's actually running it mostly on medium, with maybe FSR quality enabled. I can't remember exactly. We messed around with the settings quite a bit, but it's looking good and it's running well even on a 1060 6GB. So yeah, I'm very much against this whole upgrade, buy the latest and greatest all the time, you know. What was it? Was it the 30 series or the 40 series in the video that came out when like people were spending 40,000 Rand on a 3080 Ti, and then, you know, they had issues. There were driver issues and stuff. It's like, yeah, I call that the early adopter tax. If you're going to be an early adopter of new technology, you're going to run into problems. You are absolutely going to run into problems, because you know, they got stuff to sort out. They got drivers to sort out. They got hardware bugs, software bugs.
I have returned.
With the 40 series, with that new connector, oh my goodness, I'm so glad I didn't end up buying something with that new connector. You know, the old connectors work perfectly fine. Why did they feel the need to Why did they feel the need to get a new like 12-pin connector? It's... Oh dear, it's standing still too long again, I see. So, yeah, I don't know. I play way too casually to spend that amount of money on a PC. Way too casually to spend that money on. Yeah, you'll definitely notice ping is a problem here. Actually, I haven't checked the ping on this server now. Let me check what the ping is. It's about the same as London was, to be honest.
Juicing me shields.
Just that
Charging up my shields.
couple tens of milliseconds difference between you and the other players. It makes a difference. Although I'll be the first to admit that I do suck at this game. I'm not by any means a good player. Yeah, man. I would recommend you try it. If you have a girlfriend or a wife or someone who's very jealous, I would say maybe just don't bother trying it. My girlfriend and I, we actually have a nickname for the game, Tits and Ass. Like, we don't ask, you know, do you want to play some First Ascent? And we say, do you want to play some Tits and Ass? Because that's the first thing you see when you log into the game. As your character spawns in like the main sort of hub, all the different players there with all their skins and stuff on. Some of those skins are very revealing. So, I mean, sure, I'm just thinking my ex, many moons ago, she would have lost her absolute crap if I even mentioned that game, let alone played it. Purely because there's scantily clad women in there, you know. Yeah, very scantily clad women in there. So just a heads up, if you do have a jealous partner, yeah, you might run into some issues.
Charging up my shields.
You guys still playing? Let's see. Yeah, finally, I got one. Eddie, I got one. Come on. Yeah. Everyone fans of Okay, shots for the heads up as well, yeah. I mean, now that you mention that, if you play something like that, I'm sure whoever's in your life won't have an issue with the First Descendant. Yeah. Seriously, how is none of this hitting? I just suck at the game. Oh my goodness. Whee! Ooh, I can run along the edge here? That's interesting. Meow! Anyways. I am getting tired. I need some coffee. Actually, you know what? I've already had 2 cups of coffee today. I should not have any more caffeine. I went through a stage in my life where I was addicted to coffee and I had way too much coffee. Like, when I say way too much, I mean way too much coffee. Oh, wow. As I land, goodness me. Yeah. So, I've been drinking the Switch immune boosters lately. Because most of the immune boosters they have zinc in it, and it actually helps with my sinuses. And it's a lovely, refreshing beverage as well. So yeah, it's the Switch energy drink brand, but it's an immune booster. They actually say on the can, this is not an energy drink, because people, you know, see the energy drinks and then they see the cans that are like the same and the same brand, so they assume it's an energy drink. But no, it clearly says immune booster on the can, so they got lovely flavors as well. Okay, Riku, I'm actually having fun. That was a terrible, terrible match though. It's always so funny, you know, with my ex, it's like, I'm like, don't you trust me? No, 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 I trust you. But then the moment there's any sort of other female in my life, whether it's a stranger coming up to me to hand me a pamphlet, or if it's a, you know, someone in a movie, she would get upset. Yeah. So I'm happy I got out of that relationship. It was a wee bit toxic. Like some of the players online. Immune is good. It tastes like crap, but it's pretty good. If you have sinus issues, there's also these lozenges that you can suck. It's called Zinkies. It's got zinc in it. But yeah, switch. Basically, if you go to like your corner store, supermarket type vibe, you might find them there. I think they actually sponsored the Springboks at some stage as well. Very nice energy drinks. But if you're, you know, like me, trying to get off of the caffeine, the immune boosters are very nice. It's got vitamin C, zinc, some other things in there. And it's the same size as an energy drink. It looks like an energy drink. You find it in the energy drink section because that's where they stack them. Oh, I love that. This robot. I came back without your help. Neat. But yeah. Very nice. We have a shop right across the road that sells the energy drinks. All sorts of energy drinks, including Switch, Monster, all that stuff. So... Oh, I didn't realize you were an enemy. Is this a free fall or is it... No, it's just teams. Okay. There's just 3 different teams. 4 different teams, including myself, my own squad. Someone else is shooting at me as well from elsewhere. At some point I'm like, you know what, I'm not even going to try getting away. There's just too many things, too many people trying to shoot at me. Running out in the open like this always feels nice. Rats. I guess it's a little bit better than Freefall, because Freefall you can just be shot from literally everywhere. Whereas if there's some set squads, then at least you've got a little bit less of a distribution. Oh goodness me. Seriously? I think that person was nearly down, but I just didn't get them. Yay, finally. Finally I got a kill. Come on, come on. Show yourselves. I reload way too often as well. I have got what we call compulsive reload disorder. If I fire a couple of shots, I tap that R button, man. Yeah, no, it's bad. I actually have to physically tell myself, you still have enough ammunition. Do not reload. Okay, well, 17 on this gun isn't really that great. The only reason I got that kill was because I was hitting him by surprise. Only reason. Yeah. Yeah, immune is, it's not a thing that you take on like a too regular basis. I do agree with you, it would get a bit too expensive.
Setting up a zipline.
I guess the taste, yeah, I guess the taste isn't too bad. That is the one that makes that weird little foamy bits on the top. That like brown / green colored foamy bits on the top, I think it is. Yeah, that was a fluke. Luke. Yeah. I should have probably recharged my shields and all that stuff, but he would have gotten to me and shot me by the time I was done recharging anyway, so. Oh, I have the drop thingy. Let's just quit. What to do? I don't care. I don't care. I quit. I don't care. Some legends' ultimates are overpowered, others are underpowered. Well, that was a poor performance. Yeah, that's the one. It doesn't look appetizing at all. But it definitely, and I found immune specifically helps my sinuses, where other immune boosters in the Everescent tablet, it might boost my immune system, but it doesn't really help for my sinuses or, you know, allergies and all sorts. I've recently, though, started taking Fixo. It is also a bit, it's more expensive than Allergex, but I absolutely try and stay away from medication as much as possible. So I don't drink on a daily basis. But some days, you know, seasonal change, and me being in KZN as well, with the weather being one day you're, you know, freezing your butt off, and the next day it's so hot you can go for a swim. The flowers and the plants and everything just go crazy as well. So it's not great, but the Fixo really does. The Fixo really does help. I believe it's a secondary antihistamine or class 2 antihistamine or something, where Allergex, the yellow tablets, was like a primary one or something, and the secondary ones don't make you drowsy, and they last longer, they stay longer in your system or something, I can't remember. All I know is it works, it's nice, but it is a wee bit more expensive. Come on. Yeah, but we've been having up and down weather lately here in KZN, man. Like up and down. Like it was snowing in certain regions 2 days later. I'm not even joking. 2 days after the snow was there, we went up to some of the shops in that region. No snow in sight, and it was 29 degrees. No shops in sight whatsoever. 29 degrees. Sweating balls off. So yeah, our bodies also can't acclimatize, because it's never really cold for like 2 weeks or really hot for 2 weeks. It's just up and down. It's just up and down. Okay, what gun is this now? I'm not familiar with this one. Okay, never mind. Okay, it's like a shotty. Okay, interesting. Cool. Wolf Squad wins. Which I'm not part of. Shot for tuning in, I really do appreciate it. I don't stream often enough to really have a following, and I haven't really been uploading to YouTube much either. It really is just sort of like a hobby now and again to keep, you know, mess with new hardware settings and things. So yeah, but it looks like it's streaming quite nicely. YouTube's not complaining about anything. Oftentimes it would be like your thing is too, your bit rate's too high or whatever.
The body corrodes, but a polished mind bleeds.
What GPU do you have? It's interesting now that minimum requirements are becoming like bad. I remember when Hogwarts Legacy was first like being talked about, and when they released system specs, I was like, oh my gosh. Like my machine was just barely making minimum requirements for that thing. And then that's at like 720p, you know, all sorts of stuff. But they obviously have optimized it quite a bit, because that same hardware, which is now in a different computer, actually plays it perfectly fine. Even not just on low settings. So yeah, I think game developers these days, they kind of want to rush to get the games out. They want to get the games out as fast as possible, and then they'll worry about the optimizations later. That's my sort of vibe. Some of them never worry about the optimizations. They just want you to use FSR or DLSS. But with Hogwarts Legacy, I can definitely tell you, like, the minimum system requirements that was initially put out, it's no longer that high. You can definitely get away with a weaker machine than what that initial original system requirements were. Especially if you run Linux, because you save a lot on RAM. If you don't run a lot of animations and pretty things on your desktop environment, you can save a lot on RAM. A lot. So let's see. Oh yeah, sorry. You did tell me your GPU. My apologies. I wasn't aware that the 3050 was a 4 gig GPU actually, now that you mention it. I thought most new, even like entry level stuff coming out would be 6 gig. I mean, it would make sense for manufacturers to just put 6 gig now, because again, games are not very well optimized these days. What you can try to do though is you can, I would say try the game anyways. Make sure the game is on an SSD, and make sure your page file, you're running Linux, so make sure your swap file is on an SSD as well. That I have found helps if you're memory limited. It will offload some of that memory into your system RAM as well. So if you've got fairly fast system RAM, it might alleviate some of that issues as well. Yeah, come on. I would say give it a go anyways. No. Two settings in game that you can look at doing is set your texture quality to low, or as low as it can go, and your view distance, because those are the two settings that affects GPU memory usage most often. Yeah, I would say give it a go. Okay, so it's a laptop, it's a mobile GPU then as well, yeah. Well, I'd say still give it a go. Just make sure to set your textures to as low as it can go, and your view distance pretty low as well. That should alleviate. And then use a monitoring tool like MangoHUD to monitor your VRAM. If you put it on those settings and the VRAM isn't maxed out, then you can always just increase the settings. Make the most use of the VRAM. Pew pew. Now that you mention you have a laptop, I have a friend, he's got a laptop with a iGPU. It's an AMD, it's one of the newer ones. I can never remember what model exactly. He's got, but the iGPU is almost as strong as the RX 580. It's like, that's pretty insane if you think about it, for integrated GPU to be as strong as RX 580. Now yeah, RX 580 is getting a little bit on the older side, but again, for an iGPU to be that strong, it's pretty impressive, I would say. What's nice about these is you don't have to reload if you don't overcharge them. Yeah, I haven't mastered the art of jumping around like a caffeinated bunny or whatever you want to call it. The game is called Novita. Yeah, I'd say give it a go. And if the game is moddable, you can always maybe look at whether someone's made a low VRAM mod, or maybe if you can get like a cartoon texture mod or something like that. Anything that would lower the texture's size would help. And at least you can still play the game. Okay, so I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna get killed. I didn't get killed, surprisingly. I need to give my shields a recharge.
Recharging shields.
I forget to do that. I legit forget. Like, my health goes back up, but I forget to recharge my shields. Whew, I managed to get a kill before deleting myself. I also have a laptop. It's over there. And I call it my crap top. It's a piece of crap. It basically, its only purpose in life now is to be a backup for load shedding. And it monitors my CCTV cameras. That's its only purpose in life. The keyboard stopped functioning properly, like literally a week out of warranty. It's an Asus laptop as well. Look, it's not a high-end Asus laptop by any stretch of the word, but still, from Asus you'd expect a little bit better quality, eh? So the keyboard legitimately started acting up, meaning I can't really get certain keys to function properly and consistently. Others are pressed down all the time and they're almost like sticky, so I've got to like slap them to get them loose. And I've cleaned it, I've opened up the whole thing, I've checked, there's nothing apparently wrong. I think the keyboard is just, it's such a flimsy keyboard. But yeah, like I say, the laptop itself as well, it's very underpowered. So Intel, I think it's an i3, but it's an older generation i3. So yeah, it's just sitting there monitoring my CCTV cameras. And if my machine has like an error and I can't use it for work, then the laptop, I could use it for work if I really wanted to. So it's just a backup. But yeah, like I said, shots for tuning in. I'm probably not going to stream for much longer. This was fun. I'm glad that streaming works well on the RX 6600 XT using the VARP H.264 encoder. I've been streaming at 10 megabits per second, 10,000 kbps. Yeah, 10 megabits per second. Yeah, I think I'll do another round or two and then call it a day. Let's see. Lenovo. Yeah, awesome. That's great. Lenovo always has decent quality stuff. They don't always look great. Like some of the Lenovo models look pretty generic, whereas Asus focuses a lot on looks. But I think they've been focusing so much on looks in the last like 10 years that they forgot about quality. Asus used to be known for their quality. That's why I bought the laptop initially. But yeah, like I say, a week or so out of warranty. keyboard started acting up. Now the screen, because it's like always on, the screen is starting to get artifacts as well. So yeah, I'm just not too happy with the Asus. My sister had an old Lenovo laptop, like we're talking from 2000 FTSAC. That thing, they've even stopped making the batteries. That's how old it is. So the only thing wrong with that laptop for like 15 years was just the battery. So as long as you kept it plugged in, the machine ran fine. I never had to repaste it. We reinstalled Windows now and again, you know, because Windows got gunked up with all my sister's junk. But pew pewing.
Eliminate the enemy.
I'm just missing all over the place. Yeah, so that Lenovo laptop just kept going, eh? As long as you kept it plugged in, it just kept going.
The zone is ours. Well done, Legends.
I'm missing all over this, all over the place. So how recent would you say you've bought that laptop? If it's got a 3050, it must be a pretty recent purchase.
Zone A neutralized.
Great stuff. Peacekeeper. Can you imagine if in this game mode we had to collect ammo? Oh, that would have been so frustrating.
The zone are released.
My goodness me.
Shields are depleted. Recharging. Moving here.
I was doing well, and then it just raised a little bit, and I started missing. But I was getting like a good amount of headshots in there.
I am back. This superior form does not succumb easily.
Okay. And it's holding up so far, no issues? No issues at all? Because it just also feels to me like in general, manufacturers these days just... Oh my goodness, I didn't realize. I didn't realize there's a big giant hole to fall through. Whoops, a daisy. Well, that was embarrassing. I was like, I'll jump over here and try go there and...
Go us. We
Never
got a
mind.
zone.
Go us, we got a zone. That's funny. Okay, so there's a big giant hole right here that I should not fall through. Yeah, manufacturers just in general these days are kind of...
Our zone has been neutralized.
I think I got a kill. I think. Did I? Maybe.
Zone A has been neutralized.
And that's another reason why I tend to buy second-hand stuff, because if someone has been using something for, you know, 2 or 3 years, you can be pretty sure that there's nothing wrong with it in terms of like manufacturer defects. Well, pretty sure I'd say. It's not a definite, obviously, but I tend to buy a lot of second-hand stuff, so... GPU as well. I think the last time I bought a brand new GPU was in high school. It must have been like 2005 or 2006. Since then, GPUs I've pretty much always just been buying secondhand. Motherboards, CPUs, I've bought plenty new. These ones I'm using now, I bought new.
All zones are controlled by one team.
Game over. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. Secondhand is definitely the way to go these days. Especially if it's a little bit of an older thing you're buying, then at least you can be sure like it's been used, it's been tested, it's running fine. You know. 32 gig RAM, eh? That's cool. Yeah, I need to update my RAM as well. I'm running 16 at the moment, and in some titles it's getting a little bit too close for comfort. At least my swap partition is on an NVMe drive, so that does help. Okay. The new kernels are nice, I must say. I think it was since 6.6 there was an update for the AMD CPUs as well that improved performance a heck of a lot. They said the reason for it was the older kernels used a workaround that was no longer applicable to the new AMD CPUs, but it was still in the kernel and it was still being implemented, and it actually slowed down the newer CPUs. So yeah, so I think it was since 6.6 they've patched that. So yeah, got a little bit of a CPU boost there as well. I'm running full AMD CPU as well as GPU. Yeah. I guess it's just easier on Linux if everything's AMD. Not that much easier, but it is a bit easier. I know with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, specifically Bluetooth modules, sometimes they can be finicky with drivers, even on Linux. But thankfully, so far, all my machines, no issues with any drivers on Linux. It's just baked into the kernel. I prefer KDE. I don't even mod my KDE that much. I don't have like I've got the normal taskbar with the buttons and everything. I don't have a dock or anything like that. I just like KDE. Plasma, yeah, that's pretty much. I have used other desktop environments. I've even used some window managers, but I can never find myself just getting comfortable with memorizing all the keyboard shortcuts and stuff. So yeah, KDE for me is what I'm familiar with. It's nice, it works for me. It's got a nice amount of features, and for gaming as well, KDE and Wayland has quite good support. I'm currently playing on X11, but I'll wait a few updates. After a couple of updates, I'll go back to Wayland. Every now and again, Wayland has like issues with like specific game titles, which is like it'll run fine on X11 and it won't run in Wayland. Other games run better in Wayland. So XFCE is also awesome. I actually prefer that if I'm running on a old laptop, things like that. I think my crap top over there, I'm not sure what I'm running on there. I've got Linux Mint on there. I think it's XFCE. Yeah. On my main rig, I've got Elementary OS. Being on Elementary OS and it being Arch based, you tend to, you know, if there is problems with games, sometimes running the new kernel does help. And again, sometimes running the new kernel, there's bugs, so then swapping back to LTS works. But yeah. And I make use of a couple of things from the AUR, which is another reason why I thought I'd rather just run an Arch-based distribution. Now, I don't think we can shoot through these windows. No, we can't. We cannot. We can see them, but we cannot shoot through these windows. Let's hoy a pew-pew in there.
Frag out. Let's put you in a bind.
Yeah. If you're running XFCE, I wonder, your RAM usage at initial startup must be minute. It must, sure, if I had to guess, I'm gonna say probably be like 850 megs, round about there. Definitely under 2 gig, I would say, depending on obviously what else you're running. But if you're just running your like a stock setup with nothing starting in the background or starting at startup, then your RAM usage must be absolutely money. So sorry for stealing that kill. I do apologize.
Scanning the area.
Frag out. Found by my hand. Got them.
Very effective. Very, very effective. Where's this guy gone? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Did you get him? Did you get him? Did you get him? Did you get him?
They will be bound. Got them.
Oh well. Damn. 730 megabytes at startup. That is insane. And you have 32 gigs, so it's not like you really have to optimize it that much. Yeah. No, that's the one thing about running Arch, or any Arch-based system, is you do always have that sort of potential thing of breaking. But then on the flip side, you have the convenience, because it's Linux, of not having updates forced on you like on Windows. So, you know, I generally wait like 2 weeks, 3 weeks maybe before I update. You know, if my update notifier tells me that I've got like 250 or 300 updates, then I'm like, maybe I should update. But what I do, because I don't work over the weekends, so what I do is, on a Friday night, if I'm done using the computer, I'll then hit the update button, and then I will allow it to update, so that if there are any issues, I can pick it up over the weekend, try and troubleshoot over the weekend, and revert back to a working state if necessary. Sometimes if there were issues in the beginning of the weekend, I'll be like, okay, let's wait until Sunday and update again, see if there are any updates, because they tend to patch it really quickly. So that's the way I deal with updates on Arch, and for the most part my system's quite stable. I'm saying that now, and watch on the next update something's probably gonna break. That's just gonna be my luck, you know. I'll be like, oh yeah, no, my system's quite stable, and then like next update, everything breaks. I can tell you now that's probably what's gonna happen. But yeah, I totally get this whole stability thing there, though. I totally get it.
Found by my hand.
Yeah. I just don't update anything during the week while I'm working, because I don't feel like troubleshooting the morning before I have to join meetings and stuff. I work from home, so, which is fun.
The Unscotty have neutralized the zone.
I must say, I'm so happy working for myself and working from home. I don't make that much money, but I'm at least not overworked and underpaid.
Time to turn from prey to hunt.
And stressed. My stress levels are very low. Very, very low. I do have stress, but compared to like your average person who has to get up in the morning and go to work and sit in traffic and deal with bosses and managers and stuff, I would say I'm less stressed than that.
Throwing frag.
They were like, you know what, we'll just go outside, around, just gonna take literally what they said. Yeah. If I need later software, I just compile from source. I avoid flatpaks unless I absolutely have no choice. It's interesting you say that. Why do you avoid flatpaks? I do agree compiling from source is sometimes better, especially if you need to like enable certain flags for features that you need. So that's great. But why do you avoid flatpaks? I don't use flatpaks very often. The OBS I'm using at the moment, I believe, is a Flatpak, but that's only because the one in the repository doesn't have the browser features that I eventually want to make use of. Whereas the Flatpak version does. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Flatpaks, why the hate on Flatpaks? They do take up more space, obviously, but other than that, they don't have too many drawbacks. Quite stable. And at least if like something gets updated on your system that it's no longer compatible with because it's a Flatpak, it just uses its own little version of that. Who's shooting me from where here?
A tear to give us an edge.
A tear to give us an edge. All the edges. Let's see if I can. Great, now they know where I am.
Throwing frag.
Someone's coming, I can tell. I can tell. Someone's on their way to come and kill us. That was a couple of headshots. Ah, yeah. You see that where on my screen I'm already on this side, behind cover, and then I die. That's the ping. So there's no reason why Flatpaks have to be as enormous as they are. Inkscape's Flatpak, for example, is 2 gig. Holy cow. Its app image is just over 200 megabytes. Now, I'm not too familiar with app images. Do app images make use of dependencies that's on the system, or do they ship with their own dependencies like Flatpaks do? Because my understanding with Flatpaks is the reason why they are big is because they ship with their own dependencies. Therefore, like with OBS as an example, if it makes use of certain Vulkan packages as an example, the OBS Flatpak would ship with its own Vulkan packages, and that's what it would use when you run it. So if like I update my Arch repos and there's a bug on the Vulkan packages there, it won't affect OBS because it's using its own version. So it essentially duplicates a lot of stuff on your system. Because it doesn't use system dependencies, it ships its own dependencies. Or anything like video related that uses FFmpeg, it would ship with its own version of FFmpeg. But I'm not sure, I'm not too familiar with app images, whether they also ship with their own dependencies or not. Maybe you know, if you do, please can you clarify. But that is my understanding of why Flatpaks are big. It's because they ship with their own dependencies instead of relying on system dependencies. So if I have multiple different programs that makes use of the same dependency, they'll each have their own copy if I was using Flatpaks. App image is entirely self-contained, such as a... Okay. Well, then that won't make sense, yeah. Then I agree with you. If that's the case, then I agree with you. Then Flatpak shouldn't be that big. Strange, no? It's very strange. Am I joining already in... Yeah, I'm
Only a fool would
joining
consider
in
me
session
bested.
match. They haven't been playing for too long, it doesn't look like. Oh dear. I better get out of here before I perish. Get back, I say, get back. Oh dear. Reloading when... Okay, so I've got a... I think I had a brain fart over there. I thought it was a teammate. Oh well. There was a little blue thing above their head. Does that not mean what I think it means? Is it over there? I'm coming for you, man. I'm coming for you. Oh wait, no, I can't do it from here. I have to go down. Again, these maps, dude. Where are you? Oh, there you are. So yeah, that's interesting. I try not to use too many different things. Like I know when I was using Manjaro, using both the Manjaro repository as well as the AUR just messed stuff up. That's not such a big issue now that I'm on Elementary OS, because Elementary OS doesn't keep their packages back multiple days, you know. So if there's an AUR update, the dependencies would also have an update on the repository side. So there's no conflict, well, there's less conflicts than there was on Manjaro. Yeah, did not appreciate Manjaro holding back so many things, you know. Manjaro held back quite a number of things.
Rumors of my demise.
And that caused me many a headache. Many a headache. I don't like this map. I think I've said it before. I really don't like this map.
Gas trap deployed.
Did I do something useful? I did something useful. Oh, that's that gun where you kind of have to let it spin up. I'm getting to know all the weapons. I really am. So you absolutely love app images. If I could run every non-system software on my computer. Okay. Maybe I'll give app images a go one day.
Trap set. And waiting.
Thing is just at the moment I'm not really making use, apart from the few things I have in the AUR, I'm not really making use of much else. That's not in the repository, and that's not quite small. Most of my apps aren't really big that I use, besides obviously games. So that's an interesting thing. Very interesting. Okay, so I need to get another kill.
Gas trap deployed.
Wow. Honestly, I'm just gonna kind of just do the bare minimum.
Returned.
How am I the best player in my squad? There's no chance. Those other two dudes must be AFK. Or really just not doing well. Or they've got extremely high pick. Yeah, this thing has such a high spin up time, you know. Something to get used to for sure. I mean, I started clicking before I was aiming. I started shooting before I was aiming on the previous gun, and it still wasn't spun up by the time I was aiming. I knew they were like in a cluster, that's why I just fired in that direction, but... My question is, where did he go? All this bloody running around, dude. Especially that character, his movement is quite fast, if I can say that. So someone's on the knife. Game over. Cool. Okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah, I've seen some risings, you know, some people setups, and it looks amazing. It really, really looks great. Again, I don't know. Me personally, I don't really necessarily want to go through all that effort. I just download a theme and I apply it. Currently, I have a Windows 7 theme on my system, so you know, kind of brings back memories from the good old days, you know. But yeah, I do have the i3 window manager installed on my system. During the next like school holidays, I will definitely try become a little bit more familiar with that. But to try and learn it while I'm living life and working and stuff is just a bit much. You know, I can memorize stuff, but you know, there's a spectrum. Some people find it super easy to memorize keyboard shortcuts and other things. Other people need to put in a lot more effort to memorize things. I'm one of those people who need to put in a lot more effort to memorize things. I've always been a person who focuses more on understanding things and how things work than just rote memorization. Yeah, oh no, I didn't make it. So anyways, my sister can memorize extremely well. Entire pages word for word, and like multiple pages word for word she can memorize. I can't do that. I can understand technical things though. I'm good with that type of stuff. Understanding and solving problems, I can do that, but just rote memorization, I'm really not great. Really not great. But hey, with enough usage, I will eventually get the hang of i3 window manager. I will eventually get the hang of it. Because it does look nice. I mean, i3, it's just so clean and organized, you know. And you can rise the crap out of it as well, so you can really make it your own. Okay, hold on. What am I doing wrong? Just not jumping on the right things. Hey. Missed him, dang it. I'm not good at this game. I'm not good at stressful close quarters situations, shall I say.
Only a fool would consider me bested.
Well, I am bested, so yeah, anyways. Yeah, mate. Well, might as well reload now so I don't have to reload later. Oh, you're also not part of my squad. Yeah. Squad with Nemesis. Yeah. Apparently you have Nemesis in this game. Is this just like someone's... This is cool. Never noticed this. Pretty cool. I was like, is this someone's boring office? And then I turned around and there's like a whole bed and everything. Wow. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay, I see. It's the actual players or characters or whatever. I hate not having like grenades and stuff. Not that I'm super good at throwing them, but I enjoy throwing them. If I lost that, I would have been very sad. I know I'd like reloading and it was just a matter of time, but if I honestly didn't get that kill, I would have been very, very sad.
Rumors of my demise have been greatly
Okay, it looks like my squad is doing much better than me now, so that's great. La, da, da, da. Bloody hell. Yeah. And then you get shot from behind. It's a bit chaos up here.
shields.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Thanks for the chat, and I'll definitely look into those games you mentioned and app images as well. Have a good day, and I will enjoy the braai. Thank you so much, and please do also organize a braai yourself once in a while. It's like I said, it's good for the soul. Cheers, Maxume. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Have a good one. Yeah. Okay.
Class 3, sending the payload.
Maybe I'll actually try and play seriously now.
Moving there. Charging on my shields.
Ooh, I actually hit them.
Good at surviving.
And game over. Lovely. Shots a lot. Bye.
We have our Apex champions.
I think I'm gonna do one more. Yeah, a couple more. Yeah, we could do a couple more. Q. Okay, another in progress match, it looks like. Just need to quickly check these messages. Okay, so I just chose close quarters as a default. Change it later.
Shields recharging.
Sure, I'm like one thing down from time. There we go. I wanted to change loadout, I forgot. Oh well. I'm getting tired. Yeah, maybe I'll finish this one off and then go. Shots for anyone who has tuned in or who is watching this post stream. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a Linux gamer, or if you're thinking about gaming on Linux, please do leave a comment below.
Contact with hostile.
Contact with hostile. Righto.
I have returned.
I actually think I'm going to call it there. I need to get some food, coffee. I know I said I'm not going to have more coffee, but I think I'm going to have more coffee. Snare penguin? Yeah, I don't know. What did they just said? I wasn't listening. Oh goodness me. No.
Move this way.
Okay, maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll try finish this one. And then I'll go. Where be enemy? Hey! Wow, okay, I eventually found them, and I eventually got the kill. Yay.
Throwing an arc star.
What is that shieldy thing? Hello, my doggo. Hello. I'll be with you just now, okay? Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna call it there. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in, if you have tuned in,
Only
even
a
after the
fool would
fact.
consider me
Exume,
bestie.
thank you so much for all the advice and things. I think I just need to quickly take down those things that I need to look up. Actually, hold on. It's kind of what's cool about OBS window capture. You can do other stuff on top of that window and it doesn't show it on the stream. So I'm just going to go... Oh, caps lock's on. Oh, never mind. TD. Just going to make a quick list. It was Shadow... What was it? Shadow 1? Shadow Break. Okay, Shadow Break. I'm getting some weird flashes. Guess it's because I've all tapped out. Shadow Break. Shadow Break, and the other one was Novita. Novita. And the program was... The program was GPU something. GPU screen recorder. Ah. GPU dash screen recorder. Okay, cool. I will go and look up those things. I put them on a list. Again, thank you so much if you tune in. That's it from me. Bye. I'm just gonna sit here and wait until I see it streamed, and then I'll click the end stream button. I should probably exit out the game, man. Yeah, leave match. Cool. Okay, bye.